If you're deciding on starting a YouTube this year, this is your sign. Hi, my name is Maria, the Maria Fadi on all social media platforms, and today I want to talk to you about my YouTube journey. So this video will be in 4 parts. I will give a little bit of a background because I do think it takes a certain kind of person to want to have videos and do videos on a pretty consistent basis and post it onto the web. It takes some self-growth and self-development. And then I'll be really talking about 4 different things that I feel that I've taken away as a content creator on YouTube and other platforms, obviously. The idea of visual journaling and just doing YouTube, TikTok, whatever platform, but creating content as a way of journaling. And then definitely getting into how editing and pitching and all of the things that comes with being a content creator itself is a professional skill that is marketable and you can literally make money for. And then finally, I'm just gonna close it out with how I've gained a new source of income, and that's without being monetized or being on the YouTube Partner Program. I know I do have 79,000 followers, but mostly from shorts, and I'll get into that, but let's go. Okay, let's see. I don't think I will be able to finish recording this before I have to go to therapy, but maybe I'll come back and finish this. Anyway, I still kind of get nervous on camera, but I don't think that will ever go away because I'm always trying to be my best self on camera and make sure that my ideas don't get lost in the ether of my rambling. So anyway, let's get into it. Let me tell you, this is your sign. Start that YouTube. You know, I turned 30 at the end of last year, and I've been doing YouTube since the beginning of 2019. This channel is from 2021, but I've been doing YouTube a little bit before that. And actually, I would say I did YouTube about 13 years ago, deleted my account, started again, deleted again. Finally, actually, after 3 tries of starting a YouTube account, I finally stuck to this one. So at this point, even if I wanted to change, I can't give up anymore. I've already done it 3 times. Obviously, this is where I'm meant to be. So everything from job transitions, apartment moves, starting my own official business, getting married, okay? Literally just growing as a person on, like literally you can see my growth on camera. All of that has happened, and I would say it's because I started to put myself forward, and I would say it's because I started to really just journal my own life, journal the things that are happening in my life. You can go back and look at some of my earlier videos on here and see that I am literally a new person on camera. And I think a lot of that came from starting a YouTube account. I think we're all artistic in our own way, so I do think everyone can create a YouTube, in my personal opinion. It does not have to be for the public consumption. If you wanted to create YouTube for public consumption, it's a little bit different. Obviously, then you have to like have a different strategy and all this type of stuff. But I do think it takes a certain kind of person to go into wanting to be a YouTuber and creating videos in the first place. I've created 3 different channels. This is my 4th channel that I've actually created videos on. The first 2 I created videos on and deleted, and the 3rd one still exists somewhere in the ether. I actually don't log into it that much. I do have the, login and everything, but that account, you can search it up if you want. It's Yellow Couch Conversations. I used to interview people on my couch, and then that was in 2019. So that series started in 2019, and I believe my first video went out in January of 2019. So this is 5 years into creating content now. So I think I just got to the point where I couldn't give up again on creating content. So it got to this level where I just had to do it. Like it wasn't a matter of like deleting my account again. I already got tempted into creating like a backup account and all of this stuff just to, again, give myself a way of not having to follow through on this channel. And I really want to follow through on this channel. I always wanted to be just like every other Gen Z right now. I myself wanted to be a YouTuber. I grew up watching my favorite YouTubers, tried it when I was 17, 18, gave up, like I said. Tried it again when I was like 22, 23, gave it up, tried again in 2019. So I was I was 25, because that was 5 years ago actually. So I was 25 at the time when I started my channel. I've always been an artistic person. I do think to be on YouTube editing videos, or to be able to tell stories through clips, or even just the idea of putting together a video of your day, right? If, let's say, you wanted to just quickly put a slideshow together, you'll realize how hard it is to put a video together. And I mean, unless you don't care, you just wanted to just kind of put whatever you have there together. But if you wanted to put a cohesive story together, you start to realize, oh my God, I should have maybe taken more shots, or this, that, and the other. And I think it takes a certain kind of person, someone who's artistic, to want to do this. If you at least want to get better in posting and stuff, you would more than likely be someone who's artistic in nature, very interested in journaling, visual journaling. I myself have background in landscape architecture. So yeah, I mean, we did a lot of graphic design style work, renders, you know, actual designs of like landscape and areas and site plans and this, that, and the other. So I obviously was always kind of a creative person even before that, but I was always in that artistic mindset. And so YouTube wasn't that far-fetched for me. YouTube was actually the one that I wanted to go to in the first place. But YouTube is so long-form based, where people like to sit and watch a lot of just like people talking about what's on their mind. And I do love it, but at the same time, like, I was just like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to edit this. I don't know how I'm going to be able to edit this amount of content. I have not gotten better because, again, I'll get to that. But those are the skills that you pick up. When TikTok was blowing up during COVID, I obviously did TikTok first. I actually, yes, I did have a YouTube account, but when COVID happened and I couldn't interview people on my couch anymore, I decided, okay, let me change directions. Let me focus back on creating an account where I'm the one solely responsible for the content. I don't have to rely on having people on my couch. I don't have to rely on questions, this, that, and the other. It's based on the content that I make and I just share with the world. COVID happened and I got really into just content creation in general, and I started posting a lot on TikTok. TikTok is a fast, or maybe I would even say a crash course in how to really master your skill in storytelling quickly. Because again, at the time, now they're prioritizing longer form videos, but at the time it was short form. You had to catch people's attention in 7 seconds. So you really had to tell a good story in that 7 seconds. It's hard to do that, okay? I'm glad we're going towards long form. I'm glad YouTube is going back towards long form itself, but it's hard to do that in 7 seconds. So you get good at being able to tell a story really quickly, even if it's showing your outfit in 7 seconds, right? But I think I kind of had a stage of like consistent growth on TikTok. I would say during COVID up to 2021, 2022. And then I would say that I wanted to grow other platforms too. I wanted to grow my Instagram, so my attention got diverted to that. And then I always was like, you know what? I have all these TikTok content. Why not take it and share it on YouTube Shorts? And YouTube Shorts in 2022, 2023 was really blowing up and people were making a lot of money. Okay, let me share my videos on YouTube. And my short form videos on YouTube Short did very well. So much so that I actually got into the YouTube Shorts program and made some money from there. And let me tell you, it made like, you know, I want to be in the YouTube Partner Program, but I was like, oh, one step closer, right? But it wasn't even about that. It was just something like, wow, it's nice to be validated by the YouTube platform or algorithm. But again, that was in short form. I gained tons of followers from there and a bit of money. But the whole idea of being on YouTube has always been the focus of being long form. That's storytelling, being in front of the camera and actually just journaling what's on my mind on camera. Maybe it's the drama or theater geek in me, but I just, you know, just want to journal myself through image, you know, whatever. And I love it. I love content and creating content in the content world. I love it all. So that for me, I would say is really why I even got into YouTube in the first place. And then long form, well, that's just been something that this year I decided I wanted to really sharpen my skill in and get really good. I've already seen what it looks like if I were to put some priority towards just shorts and putting my effort towards TikTok, that grew, towards Instagram at the time, that grew. And so I was like, you know what, let me put the same attention towards my YouTube. The long form that I always wanted to do, but I was always like daunted by it. So this is my year. This is a 2024 year. Maybe it's because again, like I'm 30, but like I said, I gained 4 main important things that I can say out of my journey on YouTube and in the grand scheme as a content creator. Let's be real, okay? Yes, being on YouTube is a whole thing of its own, but at the end of the day, you become a content creator. Not necessarily an influencer, because they're different things, but a content creator. You're literally creating content for people to consume. Even if the person is your neighbor or your partner or your friend, you are creating content to be consumed when you post it on a platform and it is now out of your hands. Honestly, same with any artist, I would say. Like when you create something, after you're done with it and it's out there to be consumed and received as is by anybody. It's out of your hands. But I've definitely gained a lot more than I would say I've lost, even in the amount of stress that I gained in some of my editing, and I'm sure everybody feels the same way. Editing can be very daunting. It took me, like a month or so, or maybe like 6 weeks to edit my very first video. 5 years ago, it took me about 6 weeks to edit my very first video. Now that one had, multiple people, this, that, and the other, but I also just wasn't good at it. It was an indicator that I was of other stuff going on in my life. I'll be real with you, because I was younger, I wasn't super young, but I was younger, mid-20s, and I was just lacking confidence when it came to my work presence, my social presence, just how I presented myself in general to the world. I just graduated from my master's degree a year before that, and going into the workforce can be a lot, to say the least. And yes, I always felt qualified. I mean, I had my master's and everything, and I was doing internships while I was in school. It wasn't like I was just going in blind. But at the end of the day, I was still felt just like that imposter syndrome. The fact of the matter is, putting myself on video, and that was the thing. When I first started 5 years ago, I didn't actually put myself on video because I didn't want to be perceived, right? So I would interview other people on my couch, but I would be behind the camera talking because I didn't want to be on camera. And I remember I did 2 different consultations with 2 different people, and they said, you're going to have to be on camera. I'm just gonna be honest with you, you're going to have to put your personality on camera at one point, because you have to show your personality in this generation, and just like in general, because that's what people want. People want your authenticity. People are tired of the fake. I get it. We can always tell for the most part who's being authentic and who's not. It doesn't matter, even if it's slightly scripted, we can always tell who, unless they're the best actor in the whole world, give them a damn Oscar at this point, but we can usually tell when someone's being fake with us. And that reads very, very easily on camera. And that's why even back then, I can see, at least because maybe I know myself, I can look back at some of my videos and say, wow, I have grown a lot. Self-confidence and empowerment that you get from posting your videos on YouTube or any other platform for that matter, to be honest with you, it takes a certain kind of determination. There are so many ways that I feel like you could talk yourself out of it. In the past, there have been so many ways that I've talked myself out of it. I'll be real. Sometimes I'll say I'm too busy and then I'll never make time for it. Knowing fully well, hello, I was watching a show for 6 hours back to back. There was no reason for that, but didn't want to edit, right? And I realized a lot of the times when I would avoid doing something, it was just avoiding being seen. And I don't know, I was always maybe slightly shy as a child. My mom put me in drama and stuff to help break me out of my shell, which definitely helped, but I still had those slight tendencies, And so yeah, being on YouTube and literally putting yourself out there, I'll watch even this video and I'll be like, oh my God, who cares, right? And probably no one cares. And honestly, I'm gonna post it and who cares? I just wanted to post it for me. And yes, I do have a strategy, of course, because now I am a content creator in the sense of content creation and the world of getting brand deals and all that. But to get to this level was a lot of self-improvement and a lot of self-reflection. But overall, it was just the self-confidence of every day showing up, even when I felt that fear of being seen, and still showing up on camera, editing that video, and then posting it. And then even posting that video and still not getting any views, right? Because I'm sure somebody out there feels that same thing. Confidence to show up when literally no one else is showing up for you, I think is something huge with any content creation, and honestly, but I think specifically with YouTube, because you spend so much time editing, and then, like I said, sometimes the views aren't there. But you have to pick yourself up and do it again. And there is something in doing that over and over that is not only humbling, but at the same time, it's almost like you have something to prove to yourself. Like, I just have to have at least one video that hits. And it did happen. Of course it happened, but I'm just saying, it totally happened. But it's just like, you just have to build that self-confidence in yourself that I am worth something, even if only 20 people see my videos. 20 people that spend the time with you to watch the video. So like, when you really put it down in that sense of the word, like, you have 20 people in the room with you, that's quite a bit of people. You would actually have stage fright getting in front of those people. But you know, it's like the perspective, and it gives you this next level of self-confidence, I would say. Okay, that's one thing. That's one big thing I can say. Most people who do videos on YouTube can say you gain a confidence because you have to gain a confidence, or else you would give up every other day. And someone is honking outside. It's Friday. Like, let's chill. Let's relax. Number two for me, and I touched upon this in number one, is actually visual journals. The concept of doing a YouTube or even any platform is to create a visual journal for your future self. I can literally look back at 5 years from now and see the mannerisms and the way that I talked, and I can even kind of feel the sense that I was feeling at that moment when I recorded, because it just takes me back to that moment. Like, I just remembered that person in that moment, if that makes sense. But it's a literal visual journal. The kind of person that takes your YouTube like a wish list. You put your wish list out there, your goals, your this, that, like an actual journal. You'll be able to not only have an audience that loves the same things that you love, which is great because you eventually find your tribe, right? But I think what really happens at the end of the day is you really see your own growth live. I sometimes see my old videos and it's so cringy. It's so cringy. It's so bad. Like, I literally am like, let me delete this off of the internet. But the thing is, I do remember that Maria that was working so hard to show up as that person that I can't remove that video just because now I'm better. I mean, I do video. Okay, listen, I remove some videos and some pictures. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't remove most of them because that me was trying so hard for that video that it's like, I feel like I would be betraying myself to take that down just because the only thing I didn't like was how I kind of was a little bit awkward on camera, or like I could have pointed better at something, you know, those little things that you pick at after a while. Like, they're not enough for me to take down that video that I put so much effort into. That person worked so hard just to show up already that, like, wow, like, I'm just in awe of that Maria, you know, like that 5 year ago Maria that was so lacking confidence. Like, I lacked so much confidence, like in retrospect at that time, and still did all of that. Like I said, even with the Yellow Couch conversations where I had like interviewing people, reaching out to people, scheduling all this stuff, it puts you in a state of mind when you want to do YouTube that I just think that, like, there is no way you can't grow in this journey. In any journey, I mean, that's part of life, right? Change. But in this journey, there's no way you cannot grow if you're constantly showing up for yourself, because it's a skill. it becomes a skill that you earn. And that goes into my next topic. I'm not going to touch too much into it right now, but you literally build a muscle of getting over your fear every single time. Always still that, oh my God, I hope I'm not being perceived in the, in the wrong way, or someone doesn't mistake what I want to say for something else. Like, I want to make sure I'm giving the right information. I want to make sure I'm helping. There's all these things running through my mind when I go to sit down to actually record, outside of all the other notes that I've planned to touch upon, and all the lighting and this and the other. It's a next level of practice that you unlock. And I think as you journal through your videos and you look back at your older self, you can kind of give yourself a pat on the back, because wow, right? That person showed up for you to be here right now. And that is incredible. That is like next level. You got to give yourself credit for that. And I think that's the number 2 thing that I've definitely noticed in my journey as a YouTuber. Okay, YouTuber. That's something that I hope this isn't isn't being too much in the way, but if it is, I will change up the way I talk next time. Anyway, literally, I literally can go back into my phone from 5 years ago, and more than likely I was recording something today 5 years ago. So yeah, I literally probably have a video about something I was doing that day. Memories. Visual journal. Unmatched. Number 3. For me, number 3, and I touched up on it again in number 2, is skill. You're gaining not just a personal skill of like, oh, I feel better about myself, but you're actually gaining a professional skill. There is literally, before I started using Final Cut to edit, I was using Adobe Premiere. Okay, so I know how to do Adobe Premiere. I know how to edit Adobe Premiere. Maybe not as fast as Final Cut right now, but I do know how to edit in Adobe Premiere, because I edited in Adobe Premiere for a year before switching to Final Cut for the past year now. So I do know how to use both systems. If I wanted to market myself as a social media agency, social media brand, become an in-house media team for any company, those are skills that are marketable and payable for me. I can literally create a graphic in Canva. I could create a graphic in InDesign. I could create a graphic in Photoshop. Well, those other skills, the Adobe ones, I did pick up in school. Well, not Premiere, but the other Adobe ones. But I can create a graphic for you on most of these graphic platforms. These I practice literally every week. When I have to make a thumbnail or edit my photo or even set up to take my photos, I can do creative directing. Those are literal marketable skills that I've gained from YouTube. And the best part about it too is that it's not arguable as to, oh, do you have the skill? It's like, yeah, I do. You want to see? Here's my YouTube account. Go on my YouTube account, you can see that I edit videos, I do all this stuff, I have a thumbnail, I have all this, literally SEO, this, that, and the other. I can do what I'm saying I can do. And you can see the proof is in the work. You can see my followership, you can see my growth, you can see the work that I put in. So my channel speaks for itself. Even if you're just getting started, the fact that you literally have a video out there already right now is a skill above everyone else. Most people, other than obviously editors and obviously directors or people in the film industry or something like that, don't use these programs on a daily basis. They obviously have their own skills and their own programs, but these are added programs and added skills that you're putting onto your resume. So for me, I never saw it as a negative, because outside of just editing, video editing, apps, and being able to do graphic design work, I also, a big one that I'm still working on, but I also have to do, is negotiate contracts, business stuff. Okay? So you literally become a stronger person professionally. Okay? If I can negotiate with big brands and agencies with multi-billion dollar budgets, if I can do that for my other jobs. I do that for that. I could do that for my job I get paid for, right? Hand in hand. I always saw it as another, you know, professional skill that I picked up. Always been in architecture or artistic or this, that, and the other. So working in a professional space that most of the time, especially coming out of college, you coming in doing the grunt work for the company, you're not really going or getting that artistic experience like you think you would, even in an artistic field that I was in. So for me, having this outlet to literally be creative was so needed for me. But I knew I was obviously picking up a professional skill. Outside of, again, negotiating contracts, great, that's amazing. But literal video editing skill, graphic design skills, negotiating skills, unmatched. People still find it impressive, to be honest. So, you know, I'm gonna ride it till the end. You know, negotiating one, I'm still working on myself, but I've definitely had to do it. But it's made me a stronger person negotiating for what I should have, even if I'm not where I should be. But we're all a work in progress. Number 4, let's get to number 4. Number 4, of course, the big one that everybody wanted to know about is the source of income. When I got into the YouTube Shorts program, I made a few thousands from that. And if you want to see how much I made on that, I already have a video on this, so you can go see all the breakdown for that. Not really getting into this in this video, but it brought me, you know, some extra income, a little coin in my pocket. And then, like I said, I'm obviously talking about YouTube here, but I posted this just like any other content creator on all of my platforms. So YouTube made me some money, other platform made me some money, and some of the other platforms are still making me money now. Because like I said, I'm not in the YouTube partner program, even though I have 79,000 followers, because I blew up on Shorts. And I'm sure there has to be somebody else who's going through this right now. I blew up on Shorts when the Shorts program was around, made money in the Shorts program, but then the Shorts program was gone. And then I had views and everything, but it didn't count towards my watch hours. So YouTube, hello. I've learned my lesson enough from all these other content creators to know that I cannot depend on one platform or whatever to be my source of income. That's why I posted on all platforms in the first place. But second of all, I definitely have started to notice though with YouTube that I've been getting a lot more clicks in affiliate. My affiliate links before would get hits here and there if I had a viral video or not, but consistently over any other hit here or there with any other platforms, the consistency of posting on YouTube has obviously led to a consistency in my click-through rate and in people actually just going to my affiliate link and buying, which is also another source of income. YouTube itself, I would say in my opinion, creates a more stable audience, an audience that's more willing to listen. It's not the short spurts of like attention span, spammy style of content. It's like, we want to know this person because I'm literally spending 20 minutes with this person, right? I want to like them. People who watch the long form videos are more likely to actually click the stuff that you're talking about because they're more than likely like you as a person over anything else, right? Affiliate links are doing better now, like I said. So that's one thing. We love to see that. But the fact of the matter is, posting on long form YouTube and the fact that I can now prove that my click-through rate and the fact that people are actually clicking my affiliate link and buying from my affiliate link, it really helps for me to be able to go and turn around with that data to brands and say, look, I am worth this money, pay me. Source of income. And yes, so in the past when, I want to negotiate a brand deal and this and the other, it's like click-through rate. Do you have a strong click-through rate? Well, it's meh, depending on, you know, what I was using before, which was TikTok. With YouTube, there's a solidity in the click-through rate that I see on my platform, which creates a solidity for negotiating brand deals. Great to have another source of income, but I am not in the YouTube Partner Program. And my goal is to get into the YouTube Partner Program this year. It's gonna happen. Put it out to the universe and we'll make it happen. But yeah, either way, it's still already made me money. So the fact of the matter is, even regardless of being in the YouTube Partner Program, if you're still consistently posting videos and you're putting your links there, you're still, and there's something great about that, you know? There's something great about the fact that either I'll get paid by YouTube and be a Google employee. I could also just make money even without being an employee. And there's something amazing about that. But yeah, that is the 4 ways I would say that I've really grown since being on YouTube, even without being in the YouTube partner program and even without being monetized. I definitely love the progress and the growth that I have made on YouTube. I am here to stay. I will be on YouTube a lot more. Might be even getting more help, hopefully, so that way I can put more videos out there. But I've been really loving these like sit down and just talk to the cameras, because maybe I just love talking to the camera, I guess, or I just love talking, but I love it. But yeah, that was it. Thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, bye.